What's up, everybody? This is Will. This is the first video of my Economy of Motion series. Basically, what it is it's just a way for guitarists, people who want to get a little bit better at playing guitar, give them just some tips, kind of my take on playing guitar, my take on technique, to kind of just help people get a little bit better with their playability if they want. One of the first things I want to talk about is the style of guitar that you're playing. That has a lot to do with your ability to play a guitar. A lot of it's personal preference, but some guitars seem to be a little bit easier to play than, say, some of the other ones. And I'll show you my guitars as I'm talking about this, so that way you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so the guitars that I have, this is a Gibson Les Paul 2016 50s Tribute. And then the next one down, that's my Schecter C1 Plus. And then I've got the Paul Reed Smith Clint Lowry SE. And then I've got my Charvel. That's an 83 Charvel. Love that guitar. This is given to me as a graduation present. It's my favorite guitar. I absolutely love it. And then just, you know, cheap Fender acoustic. Okay, the reason why I showed you those guitars is because it seems like a recurring theme with me is I'm more and more turning into a guy that likes, you know, double humbucker setups with a fixed bridge. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is a fixed bridge, this side stop right here, the silk bar. It's fixed bridge. No parts of these really move. There's some where the string goes through the stop bar and then goes completely through the body of the guitar. And then there's ones like these, which is, you know, basically just like a string stop. You can see the strings are all in here. What I like about that is it offers basically minimized tuning issues. You don't really run into tuning issues. You put the strings on here, you stretch them out real good, and they typically stay put, as opposed to like a fixed bridge or a floating bridge or a floating tremolo, like I have on my Charvel. You know, this is a Kaler floating tremolo. It's hooked up with springs in the back. That way you can put your whammy bar on there and you can whammy till your heart's content. I used to think that was how I wanted to play guitar, and I can, you know, but typically, you know, you break a little bit more strings, you're harder on your strings, you have to beef up your strings a lot more, and that also has a humbucker in the bridge position, and then two single coils in the middle and in the neck position. I get some great tones out of that guitar. It plays really, really well, and I absolutely love it. I'll never get rid of it. But, you know, preferences for playability, you know, the pickup setup, that's completely a personal preference. That's, you know, depending on the tones that you're trying to get. You know, but with the fixed bridge, there's less stuff by your picking hand to really get in the way of your playing. So when you're wanting to look at guitars, or you're wanting to start playing guitars, the first thing you need to look at is what kind of guitar you really want. Obviously, if you're just learning out, you need an acoustic. You know, you can pick up an acoustic like that Fender at, you know, any guitar store for, you know, 150 bucks. It's really no big deal to start, you know, learning how to play guitar. But, you know, if you're a novice, you know, you kind of know a little bit about it, and you want to go on to an electric guitar, start thinking about, make sure you go into a guitar store and play a lot of guitars, so that way you can kind of get a feel for them. And one tip from a guitar player: never buy a guitar unless you've played it. It sucks buying, you know, spending good money for a guitar, getting it home, picking around on it for a couple of weeks, and suddenly realizing you absolutely hate that guitar. So make sure you start to think about, like I said, make sure you start to think about what kind of guitar setup probably might work a little bit better for you.